In 1988, a quiet swamp in South Carolina gave birth to a legend, and it had claws. Christopher Davis was just 17, heading home from work after midnight, when he pulled over to fix a flat tire near Skateboard swamp. That's when he heard footsteps, slow, heavy, and getting closer, he turned and saw it. 7 feet tall, scales glistening in the moonlight, eyes glowing red. It didn't hesitate, it ran straight at him. Davis jumped into his car and hit the gas. The creature lunged, clawing the roof, shaking the frame. It kept pace, pounding on the side. When he reached home, his side mirror hung twisted, deep scratches ran down the doors, and the roof bore dents the size of dinner plates. Police came. They saw the damage. They listened to his story. And then they listened to his story. And then they found something else. In the mud near the road, they found massive 3-toed prints, 14 inches long. They weren't alligator. They weren't human. Wildlife experts couldn't match them to any known animal in the region. The tracks led toward the heart of Skateboard swamp and vanished in the reeds. News spread fast. Reporters descended on Bishopville. And just like that, the lizard man had a face. Or at least like that, the lizard man had a face. Or at least a set of footprints. Some residents treated it like a joke. Others wouldn't leave home after dark. A local gas station started selling lizard man burgers. The sheriff's department had to run people out of the swamp for trespassing, hunting for the monster. And then more sightings came in. Drivers reported a tall, green figure crossing the road at night. Hunters claimed to hear guttural growls from the reeds. One family said their car was mauled while parked near the swamp. The paint shredded, chrome bent. All told, at least a dozen encounters poured in during that summer. Each one slightly different, but always with those red eyes. Some believe the lizard man is a surviving relic from prehistoric times. Something amphibious, predatory times. Something amphibious, predatory, and intelligent enough to avoid human detection for decades. Skeptics point to alligators. But gators don't run upright for long distances. Bears? Too furry. And none match the 3-toed prints. A few think it was a man in a costume preying on the summer's media buzz. But the claw marks on Davis's car were real, and harder to fake in 1988 than they would be now. A fringe theory says it was something engineered, a hybrid that got loose. No proof, but in a swamp that can swallow a body whole, lack of proof doesn't mean much. National news picked it up. TV crews filmed in the swamp at night. Tourism exploded. Bishopville leaned in. The monster became a local brand. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the sightings stopped. By the early 90s, and just as suddenly as it began, the sightings stopped. By the early 90s, yes, the lizard man was more mascot than menace. But every few years, a new sighting pops up. A driver at night. A hunter in the reeds. Enough to keep the legend alive. Maybe it was all a summer hoax. Maybe it was mass hysteria. Or maybe it was mass hysteria. Or maybe something that thrives in the swamp only needs to be seen once a generation to keep its territory clear. After all, the scariest monsters don't live in movies. They live where you can't see the bottom.